Hey Pickleys, it's the Mega Pickle. Welcome to our first top 10 video. This is my top 10 anime of 2016. Now please note this is all an opinion, so whether you disagree or agree with me, that's your opinion. Please note that the animes suggested in this video are not mainstream animes, such as Fairy Tail, One Piece and such, and they can be continuations onto a series that is currently airing. So if there was a series that, let's say, played in 2014, and the newest season came out in 2016, those are eligible. But anywho, let's get started. So number 10 starts off with a fairly new anime that only came out a couple of weeks ago, called Magical Girl Raising Project. Don't click on the video just yet. I know the name and the art style look a bit cutesy wootsy and match us trashy weeaboos, but trust me, for non-anime lovers, you might love this. This anime is good. Much like Madoka Magica actually, this anime turns the idea of cute anime girls into something much more darker, sinister, and far more disturbing. Our story follows a mid-high school student named Kiyoki. Despite being her age, she still believes in the idea of magical girls and their positive impact on the world. She spends her free time playing a social media game called the Magical Girl Raising Project, which is rumored to allow 1 in tens of thousands of people to become a magical girl. Sounds cool, right? Well, the game is run by a mysterious NPC known as Pawn, who accidentally lets more than double the amount of players become real magical girls. This might not sound problematic, but for some reason it is. So the only solution is to cut them in half. But how was that done? Well, that's something you have to see to believe. Number 9 is Rewrite. Now, this anime was actually based on a I think it was based on a visual novel. And it got an anime adaptation which actually doesn't correlate too much with the game, so it's interesting for that reason. Rewrite is an anime that will forever have you scratching your noggin, wondering, what is actually happening? Who are these people? Why? 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 And that's why it's on this list. Rewrite is about a boy named Kotaro. He is just a boy who wants to enjoy his youth with his friends. He ends up joining the occult research group in high school where he meets the other people. These other people being the side cast, which are all done very, very well. Now don't worry, this isn't some typical harem anime. Much like the anime mentioned earlier, this anime has some pretty dark twists. This anime is actually about the world's destruction and the bad influence humans have had on the planet through war and, well, garbage disposal. It is a roller coaster of emotions and the art is absolutely fantastic, but do not be fooled. You're in for quite a ride. Number 8 being JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This refers to mostly season 3. Order! This anime is freaking incredible. It's only number 8 because it's such a big series and takes time to appreciate. But it is definitely worth the watch. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a long anime, but unlike most mainstream animes, this one doesn't give us fillers that aren't entertaining and worth the watch. For that reason, I've excluded it. To be precise, it falls into 2016 because of its new season, which is kick-ass. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is in one word, bizarre. But it's bloody brilliant. The dialogue is so terrible. The characters are so overdressed it's not funny. But that is part of its charm. Everything that is JoJo's is planned, and it's fantastic. The fight scenes in this anime are incredible and so well made. It consists of some of the most satisfying anime punches you will ever see in anime history. It almost compares to Luffy's punches. Our 4th season is about another JoJo descendant who wields the mysterious power of a stand, much like in season 3. Stands are invisible entities to humans who don't inherit the ability to use a stand. Stands have a unique set of abilities that aid their user in combat. Our newest JoJo, being Josuke, uses Shining Diamond, which has the ability to destroy and recreate things through his fists. He's literally able to break my face and turn me into Leonardo DiCaprio by fixing it. Come on, people! This anime is fantastic. Number 7 is Mob Psycho 100. Following the events of a young exorcist named Mob, we are invited into a world infested with demons that nobody actually knows about. Only people with spiritual power are able to identify these beings, and Mob has a lot of spiritual power. Where it's come from, we still do not know. Despite his looks, this guy is a force to be reckoned with. His master, who by the way is actually a fake exorcist, he's a phony, but he's actually an incredible teacher. He has to keep check on Mob. If Mob is angry or upset to a drastic level, he will reach a level of spiritual power called Psycho 100, or Explosion. What's this 100 even do? Well, just the small snippet at the very start of the anime is enough to give you some brief highlight on it. The art in the anime might be eye candy or it could be trashy. That's dependent on the viewer. I personally love it. It gave me a bobo feeling. I think I missed one of those bows. Don't make the same mistake I almost did. I almost dropped the anime because it didn't have me hooked by the second episode, which is terrible thought. Watching it, I fell in love with it. It was fantastic. The fight scenes are really well done. I think the lead animator was the same lead animator in One Punch Man. I'm not too sure, correct me if I'm wrong. But if so, that just goes to show you how damn good this anime was. So don't stop watching, okay? If it doesn't have you hooked by a second episode, keep watching. Uni assignments can wait, right? Number 6 is Elderman on the Sky. I, for one, love war animes. I know it's weird taste, but nothing screams emotionally exhausting and heart-pumping more than characters being put on the line every stinking episode. This anime is phenomenal. I absolutely recommend it. Following a lazy womanizer named Itka, we travel through a war between the... Now, forgive me, the pronunciation on these things are hard, okay? I'm not fluent in Japanese. I'm also not good at history. We travel through a war between the Kajvana and Kyoka, the land from which Ikta comes from. Being a man who detests war, he still has no choice but to protect his homeland by any means necessary. He's not much of a fighter, but he is whimsical. He is very smart. Itka is a man of winning a war in the most laziest way possible. Being the team strategist, he capitalizes on situations and takes risks beyond belief. Putting faith in his closest companions, like a professional swordsman Yatori, Itka goes through a lot and sacrifices a lot to try to win this war. This anime is fantastic. The art style I quite like, the animation is very on point, and the music is one of the highlights. The music in this anime is absolutely astonishing. Definitely recommend it. Number 5 is actually a really new anime called Izetta the Last Witch. Now, another one anime which hooked me from the very first episode. This anime has been drawn beautifully and thought out thoroughly, which is a necessity. Everything about this is motivated in some way. There's not just some randomness here. There's always a reasoning behind everything. Except for the fan service, which is not very persistent in the anime. It's here and there. Taking place during 1939, Germanians had invaded a small nation called Idolest. It's a small country which doesn't have much. Not only that, but its ruler is currently dying. Yep, a poor country without any means of protection is almost at its end. Their numbers are small and all hope seems to be lost. But that doesn't stop our super cool protagonist, Princess Fine, from giving up. Being the daughter of the dying ruler is one thing, but putting herself in danger to protect her country is another, and she goes by Jurassic means. She soon makes a destined encounter with a childhood friend called Izetta, who happens to be the last witch in the world. She's faithful to the princess for a scenario in the past, which you'll have to watch to see. This is the story of the two's fight against the old Germanian Empire. Number 4, Bungal Stray Dogs. Another masterpiece. Bungal Stray Dogs is amazing, alright? Oh my god, this anime does not slow down, let me just say that. This anime tells the story of a boy named Atsushi who believes he brings misfortune to everybody he meets. Remind you of someone? He believes he's hated because of the mysterious were-tiger's attraction to him, and only thing. For this reason, he finds it impossible to find a place in the world where he belongs, unable to settle. That is, until he makes a fateful encounter with Detective Daisy, a man who's obsessed with suicide but in a fun-loving way. I know, he sounds like me during my emo teens. Daisy is a head detective in a small group known as the Agency, which is a place that fosters people who are known to be the gifted. The gifted being those who inherit special abilities that science cannot explain. Atsushi joins the corporation, but not all is well, when the Port Mafia, a much larger organization, attacks the members of the agency. Now, the Port Mafia also include gifted members, who use their powers to enforce laws and obtain what they want. That is their goal, and needless to say, they need to be stopped. This anime is full of twists and turns. Not only are the fights incredible and the character development is on point, but the story is the absolute highlight, one I really suggest experiencing. Number 3, Haikyuu. Season 3 has come out in 2016, and that is basically why I'm putting it on the list. Being the only sporting anime I've ever watched, I was not disappointed. Going into this, I was worried about cringy dialogue and being bored throughout. I feared things such as, impossible, his skills are inhuman, how can he make that shot, it's not possible. Crap like that. I wasn't expecting anything good. But oh my god, this was a goldmine. This anime has won my heart through hilarious comedy and really, really, really intense games. This anime will put you on the edge of your seat, guaranteed. The animation is so fantastic and the characters are so well made it physically hurts. Just thinking about it, my thighs are hurting. Starring around our short first-year student Hinata and his involvement with Karasuno High's newest volleyball team, viewers are shown the world of volleyball. How it brings people together and how it tears people apart. Hinata watched Karasuno's national game where he noticed a short player known as the Little Giant spiking. This inspired him to move to Karasuno and play for the team. But as time goes on, Karasuno had suffered many losses and the hope in the team had begun to fade. But with Hinata's amazing stamina and his team up with his fellow players, who I can't go into detail about, but oh my god, everyone in that anime is so human, it's fantastic. They believe they can take Karasuno to the nationals again. You will absolutely not regret this anime. Worry not, it's not a boy-on-boy anime. I mean, I know many people were worried because it features an almost old-boy cast, but it's far from that. This anime is amazing, it's hilarious, it's intense, overall it's excellent. You will be clutching your stomach whole way through. Oh, number 2, Erased. This anime is so freaking good. If I could relive the moments of rewatching that anime, I would, in an instant. Erased, ladies and gentlemen, is a 12-episode series that will captivate your heart. This anime, in my opinion, is perfect for what it provided, featuring an incredible line of voice actors and, personally, the best art I've ever seen in anime. This anime is quite mature. It's based on a man by the name of Satoru, who is a manga artist who's struggling for inspiration. Literally me with my YouTube videos. He has a unique ability called Revival, which allows him to quickly go back in time to prevent a death. He doesn't know exactly how or where, but all he knows is it's close by. This is a story of his revival taking him way back before his present. A death in the past was the cause of a death in the present. Satoru finds himself in his old child body and aims to prevent the death of certain students from his primary school. Stopping these killings in the past is the only way to prevent the killings in the future.
雪平先輩本物だすげえわからないです私カリュウさんから憎まれてるんですか
まあ、ひしろさんにはわかんねえだろうな。
飲みすぎじゃないこれは私が飲むわその酒強いよおお私も彼氏いないわ聞いてね青葉ちゃん新人は先輩におしゃれを継ぐものです僕のこの手が真っ赤に燃える
あれはニコが人生で一度は言ってみたいセリフランキングナンバー1のやばいぞ勝利をつかめと轟きさせる爆熱ドケッパ
形だけ真似しても無駄です。
バネッティ
Number 1, ReZero. Erased came close, but ReZero takes the cake. I mean, The Walking Dead is intense and unpredictable, but somehow an anime manages to be far more immersive and stomach-wrenching. ReZero is a perfect anime that relates to a video game theory. You know how when you play a video game, you die, then you respawn? Well, our protagonist Subaru goes through the torment that is that cycle. Subaru wakes up in a completely different world. One you would imagine only in fantasy video games or even anime. But this world is nothing like that morally. This world is dark and scary. But Subaru has the strength to move on with the love he has for his newly made friends. So what's so intense about that? Why is this incredible? Subaru has an ability, which is both incredible and devastating. If Subaru is killed, he's able to respawn at an invisible checkpoint. He remembers everything that happened, including the pain he felt when being killed. He goes through psychological and physical torment, and it's heartbreaking to watch. This anime's had me tearing up twice. I won't explain the reasons why, but yeah, this anime's fantastic. He uses his devastating ability to save his friends and beat killers. Needless to say, despite being an emotionless wreck, Subaru is an excellent protagonist, it's argued a lot. The cast overall is very good, I cannot recommend this anime enough. Plus Rem! I'm literally a filthy neat! But seriously, perfect, absolute perfection. For real though, if you like dark, fantasy, horror, intense anime, you will fall in love with this anime. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'd like to hear what you guys have to suggest. They don't have to be 2016 animes, it can be your top 10 animes of all time. But if you want me to do stuff like that, I am willing. I want to move my top 10s to be a bit more diverse. I want to access things like gaming, I want to access things like anime, I want to access music, everything. I want to take this series a bit further on. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. It can be anything. If I have to research, I will. Yeah. So anyway, like if you did enjoy. Subscribe, join Pickle Pie, can't pick leads today, and your big faces will be seen in the next one. Keep on keeping up.